Like early Conrail Alcos? Let's check this one out. Hi, I'm Dan Cortopassi. Welcome to Model Showcase. In this episode, I'm going to talk about my Scale Atlas C424, which is decorated as an early Conrail unit. So this started out as a stock Atlas model. I don't know a lot about the prototype history other than Conrail inherited some of these from Erie Lackawanna when Conrail was formed in 1976. From what I understand, these didn't last very long in Conrail service. And I found pictures of these from basically 1976 when Conrail formed up until about 1980 and not a lot after that, so I'm assuming they were withdrawn from service around that time. Maybe because they weren't going to be kept for very long, Conrail didn't seem to go to a lot of trouble to change the markings on these locomotives. It's basically still got the Erie Lackawanna scheme. They did change the road numbers, and they put a little CR back here on the side. The Erie Lackawanna lettering is no longer in the maroon band on the side. And on the ends, instead of the Erie Lackawanna symbol, they basically just put a CR in the diamond. Anyway, this locomotive is kind of a departure for me in that it's not anything related to Southern Pacific or Donner Pass or anything like that, or my usual 1990s modeling era. This was done back in a time when I was trying to be more of a people pleaser and make models that I thought would give the channel that I was on at that time a broader appeal. So I don't really do that kind of thing so much anymore. I may still have a couple of models that I want to get done that will show up on this channel, but for the most part I'm going to confine my modeling efforts to stuff that actually helps me with the goal of getting the Donner Pass layout done. I weathered and detailed the model following what photos I could find. It's a little bit hard to find photos of these things, and I picked 2475 because I found a rear photo of that one, and that was, I think, the only one I found a rear end shot of. I did some detailing and weathering on the trucks, basically, just following photos. These things were pretty grubby looking when I was looking at the photos from that era, from the late 70s. So I was trying to reproduce that look. So all the axles on the left side have these little cables running off of the ends. I'm not sure what these are for. It might be something related to wheel slip. If someone knows for sure, let me know in the comments. I know on some other railroads that's what these are, but I'm not sure about Conrail with these particular engines. The right side front truck has a speed recorder and cable. Some of the details on the front were already there, like the hoses and the old school style uncoupling lever. I left that because I'm pretty sure that's how they looked. I don't know if Conrail ever changed them to the more modern type, but the photos that I found showed them like this. I did put KD scale couplers in place of the originals, and I weathered them so that they look rusty. So I detailed the sides of the cab with some photo etched sunshades and these wind deflectors. These units had 2 single chime horns that I had to produce myself because whatever was on the unit when I bought it was not this. So there's one mounted back here behind the cab, and then there's one on the front of the cab. I had to make a custom bracket for this one because it's actually hanging from this little piece of sheet metal that extends out from the roof. And then there's a little conduit up there, or maybe that's the hose for the air. In any case, the horn casting is actually suspended under that. There's also this little shield under the light, which I'm guessing is to reduce glare. But these were present on the real engines. I had to scratch build that out of some sheet brass. I removed the original headlight casting and replaced it with an aftermarket part. Unfortunately, I don't remember whose. I'm thinking probably Details West, but I might be wrong about that. I also used some aftermarket wipers to, look a little better than... I don't remember if this one came with wipers or if they were just kind of oversized. But in any case, I used some of these. The other thing I had to fabricate is this little stand for the roof antenna. I think I did this out of some sheet brass that I cut into a strip and then bent. The antenna itself is a commercial casting, probably Details West, but I had to scratch build this part. So this model was factory painted. I did have to strip the Erie Lackawanna writing out of the stripe, and I think I did that with some scale coat wash away and a micro brush. I might have used alcohol, but it's been a long time since I did it, so I don't quite remember. But it was pretty tedious. I also had to remove the cab road number because Conrail gave this engine a different number and a different writing style. These numbers and the little CR over here were done from Microscale decal sheets. The CR on the front is also from a Microscale sheet, and if I recall, I actually had to mask off and repaint this maroon diamond because I think I kind of messed it up trying to remove the Erie Lackawanna writing from this. It didn't work as well as on the sides for some reason. The weathering on the model is a combination of some airbrushed road dust and Bragdon weathering powders. I use the Bragdon powders to highlight the seams between the panels on the side where the doors are. I also use powders to darken the grills on the side to give them a little bit of depth. And again, more powders to do some of these streaking effects on the sill. So I very lightly used some rust-colored powder on the roof to kind of give that look when rust is starting to eat away at the paint, but it's not like completely rusty yet. On top of the hood, I added mostly black powder, especially around the exhaust areas and the radiator grills, to make it look a little sooty. Alcos are sometimes called honorary steam engines, so they tended to blow a lot of smoke from what I understand. As you can see, the number boards come on automatically. I have them set up on a function key that keeps them on unless I turn them off, so that way they stay on most of the time, which I like. The headlight works independently of the number boards. This is done with fiber optics and LEDs, and then the class lights can be activated independently. Red one's a little hard to see, but it's on. The rear number boards work as well independently of that headlight. And again, I have the class lights operable independently. Class lights are also done with fiber optics and LEDs. They're on independent functions, so I can actually light them all up at once, although I don't think that's how they would actually be used. But I'm pretty happy with how this model turned out. Sometimes it's kind of nice to do something completely different that's outside your normal area of interest. That'll do it for this time. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this model with me. If you like this video, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned and thanks for watching.